you allowed the situation to hold you back. Then you distracted yourself, you veered away from that problem to a point that you didn't solve it. It is still there waiting for you. And if you can't solve it for the next maybe 30 years, you continue escaping. Guess what happens? What is this? What the fuck? Hello everyone, my name is Alex. Welcome back to Alflex Fitness Podcast. And in this video, I want us to talk about something that I've observed with myself. And the reason as to why I want to share this is simply because a lot of us are going through the same issues, and I decided that, okay, instead of just solving it for myself, let me try and see if we can help each other here. So I've observed that whenever things get tough, like to a point that I don't understand how to solve them, or maybe I face something that is, I don't figure out how to go around it, I find that my brain instinctively goes to defense mode, and it is like, okay, if I can't solve it, my brain tries to find a way out of it. Like, it is kind of like escapism, trying to get out of the situation as quickest as possible, so that it feels like it is like a defense mechanism somehow. And at the end of the day, you find that instead of facing the issue, I kind of like slow down and maybe look at it at a different angle, like to a point of fear, literally. And the reason as to why I decided to talk about this is simply because I've observed that it is not helping me at all, because this is not the first time actually. This is not the first time. I've been doing this since I even started this podcast or such, even earlier than that, but it is by default. And the reason as to why I decided to focus on it is simply because I know very well that it is not working for me by far. It is not helping me to do anything. It is not actually assisting my progress in any way, and that is why I decided to share with you, because I know a lot of us are going through the same things. We find that things get tough, we are faced with hard decisions, and we, instead of facing them, instead of actually going to battle with them and trying to find a solution, you find that we are going back and escaping from those issues, thinking that, okay, if I escape these things, at the end of the day, they will go away. And when we get back to them, we find that they are still there, they are still waiting for us. And this is a mistake that a lot of us are doing as young people. Instead of facing the hard things that will actually solve the problems we have, we go out of the way, we take a trajectory out of them to a point that we don't solve them at all, And this is where a lot of people go to vices, things like, I don't know what, smoking weed, parties, just to distract yourself, to get out of this pain, And at the end of the day, unapata, like, we're not solving anything. You're not solving anything. And guess what? If you're not solving the hard things in your life, at the end of the day, making progress becomes hard. Like, actually moving ahead in your life, making progress with your goals, with your ambitions, as long as you are leaving things unsolved, you find that making progress becomes hard. And this is something that we have to train ourselves as young people to get out of. So simply because this shit is not helping us in any way. And the longer it continues, the longer we stay stuck. And that is just a matter of fact, simply because, for instance, if you are in some situation whereby you don't know how to make money, like for me, in the meantime, you don't know how to make money yet, you don't know how to raise income, or maybe you are looking for a job or such kind of a thing, but you still have some fear of getting out of that thing, getting out of comfort zone. At the end of the day, if you allow that fear to carve into you, you won't get any progress to where you wanted to be in the first place. If it is looking for that job, at the end of the day, you won't get the job. If it is maybe going out there and achieving something big. At the end of the day, you won't achieve it. Why? Simply because you allowed the situation to hold you back. And then you distracted yourself. You veered away from that problem to a point that you didn't solve it. It is still there waiting for you. And if you can't solve it for the next maybe 30 years, you continue escaping. Guess what happens? At the end of the day, you live a mediocre life. We have to train ourselves by all means possible to face these things. If we come across things that are hard to do, things that we don't think that we know how to solve them, we have to train ourselves to face them. We face them by all means possible. We face them because these are the ones that will help us to elevate. And if you know very well, by the way, the things that challenge you the most are the things that will help you to grow the most. That's just a matter of fact. If you face something that is, maybe if you wanted to talk to a girl or such kind of a thing, you face such kind of a fear, at the end of the day, you solve it. Guess what? That is your progress. You have made a little bit progress towards what you want, you see? And that is what I'm talking about. The same thing with life. If you can't train yourself to face these things, at the end of the day, they continue piling up. They pile up to a point that failure becomes so massive, to a point that you can't get anywhere in life. And this is something that we have to train ourselves to solve as soon as possible, as young as we are in the meantime. I don't mean that we are young, like we are old enough to do something big with our lives. And actually do something. Go out there, face all these fucking fears, and just be like, okay, I'm gonna do something with my life, no matter how hard it gets. Like, what can happen? What is the worst thing that can happen? And then go out there, we face these things, we train ourselves until we become what we are supposed to be in life. And at the end of the day, there's no point of living if you can't be able to get what you want. I don't think there is, by the way, Siwana, I don't think there is a point of living in this life for the rest of your life, 30 years, 60 years, 50 years, and then you still don't achieve what you want. I think that is so freaking foolish of yourself. If you can't put yourself to a point that you will achieve what you want, you force yourself, you push yourself to do what you want, at the end of the day, you'll have wasted a lot of years here on earth, a lot of opportunities, a lot of everything, resources, you know. And that is some kind of foolish thing to do. And that is why I'm here to tell you today that we have to train ourselves to do these things. Face the toughest thing in your life. Do what you are supposed to do, no matter how hard it gets. Force yourself to do it simply because no one is coming to help you. No one is coming to help us. And that is what we actually have to do as young people so that we can progress in life. I wish you all the best, you guys, and just go there, face yourself, face the issues that you are going through, face the pains, and one step at a time, get to the freaking top. See you at the top. Adios.